Welcome to the Unlocking the Power of Group session. My name is Helberg and I'm going to be guiding you through the group functionality, real-life examples, and how to work with your data to achieve more. The Sage CRM Group feature enables users to create a selection of records based on common criteria. They may be created on both primary and customer entities that utilize filter criteria. These groups may be used in several activities or actions within Sage CRM to increase efficiency and maximize time management. We will cover a few of these examples a little later. Before we begin discussing this powerful feature in more depth, it's important to note that the system administrator would need to enable group access for users. This may be achieved by navigating to the administration area, selecting users, users again, and in this example we'll be using Susan May. I will then open Susan's profile, hit the change button, and scroll down to the security panel, where you'll notice that group access is not enabled. I will then enable group access and save changes to the user's profile. I will then navigate back to the main menu where we will have a look at groups. We will be looking at the two methods of group creation. You may click on My CRM and then on the Groups tab. You'll notice the New Group button on the right hand side. The other method is a result of a search. I'm going to select the opportunity entity and find all open opportunities or opportunities in progress. I'll hit the Find button and then you'll notice I have the ability to create a new group based on 121 opportunities returned. We'll be using the first method as I'd like to go through the group creation process with you. By selecting My CRM and then the Groups tab, a list of groups that you have either created or have been given access to is displayed. Click on the New Group button on the right hand side below the group filter. This would open the first stage of the group details screen. We are able to enter a name as well as a group description. In our example, we're going to create a group of companies where Susan May is the account manager. Perhaps Susan May has been promoted and these companies need to be firstly informed and then secondly reassigned to one of Susan's colleagues. Select the type field, and as you'll notice there are two types of groups, the dynamic and the static group. When a dynamic group is created, the database query itself is saved, excluding any search results. Whenever the group is opened, the query is rerun. Any records that match the group criteria would then be added or included in the group query results, automatically updating the group. When a static group is created, both the query and the search results are stored. Basically, it's a snapshot of the group at that specific time. Any new records that match the group criteria are not automatically added to the group. It is possible, however, though, to manually add these records into the group if required. You may select whether you would like the group to be available to all users or to be a private group. These options are dependent on the user's info manager rights. Select the entity that you would like the group to be based on. Groups, as with reports, run on views. You can then select the view that you would like to use, and in this instance I will choose the company search view and select Continue. Stage 2 of creating a group allows us to select required fields from the Select column selection and clicking on relevant group options displayed in green. Add to group content are the fields that would be shown within the group. You may notice there are default fields already in the group content. These may be removed should you not require them. Add to search criteria allows you to search for specific fields. Add to sort on sorts the results of the search by the field selected. We are able to add key attribute data as well as use advanced find options to create an advanced find query utilizing the AND or operators. For our example, I'm going to add company account manager to group contents as well as search criteria. I'm then going to add company name to the group contents and then company territory to group contents, search criteria, as well as sort on. I will then add the remaining fields required for the group content. Note that you're able to multi-select by holding down the Control key when making your field selection. I'm going to scroll down to person business email, person first name, person last name, and person phone full number. Once these have been added, I will then click the Continue button. In stage 3, we are now able to define the values which we will search on. For Company Account Manager, I'm going to select Susan May. For Company Territory, I'm going to select Worldwide, just to be thorough. I'm then going to say Continue. And on stage 4, we are now able to see our completed group. We have 112 companies where Susan May is the account manager. I'm going to save the group. Once your group has been created, the fun begins. We're now able to utilize this data in a number of actions. Several of these actions are dependent on system settings and user rights. Let's briefly go through these. Merge to Word as well as merge to PDF needs to be enabled under Administration, System and System Behavior. New email under Administration, Email and Documents, Documents and Reports Configuration. Export to File under Administration, Email and Documents, Documents and Reports Configuration. Mass update, mass delete, and update territory needs to be enabled under Administration, System, and System Behavior. The Send to MailChimp button depends on whether or not you are using MailChimp, as well as whether you have a valid email column in your group. Include all, exclude all, and exclude previous recipients will only appear on static groups. Let's go through and have a look at each of these actions in a bit more depth. The first action, Merge to Word, enables us to perform a merge document by selecting one of our predefined templates. Let's select Merge and Continue. Once the merge is complete, a communication will appear on the communication record. We have the ability to review the merged document. All is in order. I will then close this and click Continue. We will now save the merged document as a communication for Susan. We may populate the details and click Save. The Merge to PDF action button performs the same task or action, only this time to PDF. Create new tasks allows you to assign the members of a group a task. You may supply the details of the task and schedule the task. There are a number of task actions. I will choose Phone Out and enter a task subject, a due date and time, select an on-screen reminder, as well as send a reminder message. I will then assign the task to Susan May and then hit the Save button. We are requested to confirm the task creation, which I will do. The Send Email action allows us to send an email using one of our email templates. I will select Susan Appointment Template, briefly revise the email, and then send the email. I will confirm the action, and then the email is sent. I'll return to the actions and we will have a look at the next action, Export to File. This action allows you to export the group results. In the Export File options, we may choose to edit the export name as well as choose the format that the export should be in. I'm going to opt to create a shared document and then select Save. You may complete the necessary information, the details and scheduling panel, and then select Save. In order to view the export, I will navigate to My CRM and then to Shared Documents. I will select the export and open up the export. You may notice our columns, and that's the export. I'm going to close this and return to our group, where we may finish the remaining actions. The next action is mass updates, which I will skip for now and return to shortly. Let's move on to update territory. We may update the territory of all the records in the group by selecting the territory name and saving the action. I will cancel as I do not want to update the territory at this point. We also have the ability to refresh the group if required, as well as view the SQL query for the group. It's important to note though that only the system administrator has this action button. Let's return to the mass update action and perform a mass update on Account Manager. We are able to select from a number of fields with this action. I will select Account Manager and then continue. I will then enter Tim as the Account Manager and then save. We'll be warned on the outcome of this action and cautioned that the action cannot be undone. 112 records will be potentially updated. I'm going to acknowledge it, and then we should see a summary of the records that will be updated and then continue. We are now able to see that the group has been updated and there are no companies that actually match the group criteria. So there are no companies that have been assigned as Susan May as the account manager. I'm going to perform a search on company. Susan May as the account manager. And there should be no companies assigned to her. I'm then going to perform the same search for Tim McGraw, and we should notice 112 companies are now assigned to Tim McGraw. Alright, we are done with the dynamic group. I would like to go through the static group and the actions available on the static group. So I'm going to go to My CRM, select Groups, and select a static group. I'd like to first mention the Add Records to the Group button. This feature allows users to add records via a find screen or via a saved search. I'm able to add via a keyword search as well as the standard fields within a search as well as a saved search. I'm going to go back so that we can select a different option. The second option that we could use is add records via advanced find. I'm going to select this option and say continue. And you can notice that I'm able to add fields as well as use the and or operators in this search. I'm going to go back to the last option and we'll have a look at adding records via another group. So if we select this option and say continue, we are then able to select a group for records from a group and then add those records to our existing group. I'm going to close this and I'm going to scroll down to the include all, exclude all, and include previous recipients. The include all selects all the members of the group to be included in the action. Exclude all excludes all members of the group. Exclude previous recipients would exclude the recipients that were in a previous action and only include new records that have not yet been actioned. We have now completed the group session. Thank you for joining us.